To go. We say, Ashe.
Ashe.
And even today, the shark traveled that highway looking for a bite.
My God.
Ashe.
In Ocaloola, South Carolina, two young girls, 11 and 8 years old, were looking for some flowers, and they say they came across the tracks to a black neighborhood, trying to find them, called make-box flowers. And some children said, we don't know where they are, so they went down to the creek, but they never came back. When they came up missing, their parents got word and called the police, and they were trying to track them. And then when they came to the neighborhood, they said, oh yeah, they went that way. A young man named George Junior Stinney Jr. And when they found him dead, they came back and arrested him and his older brother. And they charged him with murder, a 14-year-old. His sister, when they saw the police, she ran and got into the chicken coop so she would be arrested as well. Later on, his mother tried to come to the jailhouse, and they told her that if she came any further, they would kill her and her husband. And so they left town, fearing death. They tried this young man. They tried him. A white lawyer who was running for a public office was his defense attorney. They tried him. A 2-hour trial for a murder charge. They say he had a signed confession, but they can't find it yet. A 14-year-old child. And once he was found guilty, they marched him to the electric chair. 81 days after the arrest. They marched him to the electric chair, 14 years old, 5'1", 94 pounds. A child marched to the electric chair, and he was too little to be in the chair. They had to tie the wraps around his arms to get him to the chair because the buckles didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
They had to tie it around his feet. And even the cup that goes on top of his head was too big. A child. And he was so short they had to put him on top of a stack of Bibles to make his head fit the cup. And then they pulled the handle on the electric chair. Not one time, not 2 times, but 3 times to make sure he was dead. 5'1", 94 pounds, 14-year-old child. They found him guilty in 10 minutes. It took 70 years for another judge to find him innocent of all charges. Write his name in the blood of our ancestors so we never forget George Junior Stinney Jr.
Ashe.
You know, you can come to God with your hands up, and God will forgive you for everything you ever done, everything you ever thought about doing, but you ain't done it yet. But Michael Brown could put his hands up, and everywhere they could think to shoot him, he was shot and then left dead in the street for 8-9 hours. When you meet the face of white supremacy, your hands up is not good enough. But write his name with the blood of our ancestors so we never forget George Junior Stinney Jr. and Michael Brown.
Ashe.
You know, back in the day, I had been assigned to come to Mississippi as a minister for the Nation of Islam. And they said the brother that was here was killed. I didn't know him. I'd heard about him.
Skip Robinson.
They called him Alfred Skip Robinson.
That's right.
Minister in Holly Springs.
Absolutely. Dude.
Death was mysterious. And when I started reading about the brother, I said, I got some big shoes to fill, because this brother wasn't scared of nothing. He wasn't even scared of the Klan. He'd shoot at the Klan.
He showed me out there Tupelo.
And so when I came to Holly Springs to be the minister, I got really involved in Holly Springs. I was here 6 days a week out of 7. Although I had a business to run, because I could see the need in Holly Springs. And that need poured over into another city, Tupelo. And 3 sisters who were down from that way came to the mosque and said, we got a brother that's in jail. He's been in prison now for 19 years, and he's on death row. I said, well, how old is he? They say he's 39 years old. He's been in prison 19 years for a crime he didn't commit. They said, no, he didn't commit the crime, and we can't get an attorney to take his case. I said, well, give me some more detail. And so they started telling me about the brother. And then they say, who can we get to take his case? I said, I tell you what, I know a lawyer in Mississippi. His name is Chokwe Lumumba. Let me call him.
Down in Jackson, Mississippi.
I called Chokwe. They had raised $10,000, but not one attorney would touch the case. Chokwe came to Mississippi. We sat down in the mosque. Chokwe. And we talked about the case, a murder case. And once he got through, he said, I got it, Brother Omar. I got you. And Chokwe took that case. And in the early beginnings, when they were trying to select a jury, I had never seen Chokwe in action. But I learned Chokwe real quick. When they were trying to select the jury, he was cussing at the judge because they were knocking black folk off the jury panel. And when I heard him, and the judge had to quiet and calm down, he said, Mr. Chokwe, if you don't be careful, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court. I'm standing there looking at him. He said, yes, sir, Your Honor, my defendant is on trial for his life. He's sitting on death row. He said, you do what you got to do because I'm going to sure the hell do what I got to do and walk back to his seat. Chokwe. When we were going out of the courthouse, I said, man, won't you join the Nation of Islam? You just like us. He said, Brother Omar, he said, y'all don't hate white people enough. Had to step back. But Chokwe, my brother, when he would come down to Pontotoc for the trial, he would go into the law library. And one day he went to a restaurant to eat, and he was poisoned. Poison had to be rushed to the emergency room and get his stomach pumped. And they told him it was poison. And so the sisters in the mosque fed him at their house every day he came. The FOI guarded him everywhere he went. He couldn't get out of their sight. He couldn't go anywhere without the FOI. I can't do anything but tip my hat to my brother. And I kissed the ground he walked on because he wasn't scared of nothing when it came to black liberation.
Mm-hmm.
He's our example of what you must be like if you're going to be in the black liberation movement. But in his transition from this life, and I still think he was murdered. Because the coroner in Jackson didn't even want to do an autopsy on his body.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he was murdered. But in this transition from this life,
Yes.
into life everlasting,
Yes.
we say Ashe.
Asheo.
Trayvon Martin. You know, if you can't be safe at your father's house, where can you find safety? And then for the face of white supremacy to approach him and murder him, and it's all right? What are these gangbangers at? The Bloods and the Crips that kill each other 7 days a week, but you can't come kill a killer that's killing our children.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
But right, Trayvon Martin, name in the blood of our ancestors, and we say Ashe.
Asheo.